Welcome to the Ultra Scooter family and congratulations on the purchase of your estate cruiser trike. This video will help you through the assembly of your new trike. This process will take you roughly an hour and all the tools needed, including a user manual, have been supplied. Additional tools we recommend are shown here, including a rubber mallet and 2 pieces of wood roughly 30 centimeters long. To access the tools in the user manual on your trike, unwrap the plastic and remove the delivery box. To make it easy to access the bolts on the cargo frame, place 1 piece of wood under the frame in the middle. Using a ratchet or the tools provided, remove all the bolts from the bottom of the frame. Once finished, lift the frame off the trike and set it aside. Taking a Stanley knife, carefully remove the plastic wrapping from your trike. To free the rear axle, you'll have to cut 3 large white cable ties with side cutters, and also cut the wire holding the trike to the frame at the back. The wire holding the front wheel will be left till the end. Take a piece of wood and place it under the frame of the trike, raising it off the cargo frame. Once the axle is free, place into position on the frame of the trike. This is where you may need a rubber mallet to align the frame, as the fork ends are slightly pushed in to ensure no damage is done in transport. Before manipulating the frame into place, ensure that the 2 back wheels are taken off the trike, and using the delivery foam, place the handlebars in the footwell of the trike. Placing the axle in place, make sure it fits securely in the forked frame at the back of your trike. Opening a toolbox, you'll find a variety of nuts and bolts, washers, Allen keys, spanners, a rear reflector, and a screwdriver. For the rear axle and wheels, there are 12 short silver size 14 bolts and 4 size 12 nuts. To secure the axle in place, you will need the 4 bolts and 4 nuts. Starting on the left or right hand side, align the top and bottom holes of the axle to the frame and insert the size 14 bolts to face inwards towards the motor. Once all 4 bolts are in place, tighten the size 12 nut on the inside. Using the 12 and size 14 spanner, ensure that each nut and bolt is fastened as tight as you can into place. Now that the axle is secure, use the remaining short size 14 bolts to secure both wheels into place on the rear hubs. This is where you may want to use a ratchet or a drill with a size 14 socket to ensure the wheels are securely fastened. Over the front wheel of your trike, you will find an additional 3 mud guards. One is for the rear axle and the others are for the 2 rear wheels. The rear axle mud guard is slightly bigger and longer than the identical 2 for the wheels. You'll be mounting the rear axle guard first. To know which way it goes, look for the rear axle reflector mounting holes to face outwards and down to the back of the trike. There are 12 short screws along with a size 8 Allen key and 12 rubber washers used for mounting the mudguards. Lining up the holes in the mudguards with the frame, mount the axle mudguard into place with the bolts facing inwards. Ensure it is tightened securely, however make sure not to over tighten and damage the plastic washers or mudguard. There is 1 small nut in the toolbox that fits onto the back of the rear reflector. Align the reflector with the holes in the rear mudguard and fit into place. Next, you will need to mount the bracket for the mudguards to your trike. There are 2 short bronze-colored size 12 nuts and 2 size 10 bolts in your toolbox. Lining up the bracket with your holes found on the frame just below the rear seat, drop the bolts into place and put the nuts on from the bottom. Secure the nuts and bolts into place, but don't fasten completely yet. When mounting the mudguards onto the frame, make sure the long sides of the mudguards are to the back of the trike. Using the remaining short silver bolts and washers, mount the 2 mudguards, making sure at all times to check the alignment of the mudguard over the wheel by making sure you have enough space to fit your hand in between the mudguard and the wheels. Ensuring the mudguards are tightened securely, make sure not to over tighten and damage the plastic washers and mudguards. Once all is in place, do a final alignment, check and securely fasten the nuts and bolts for the mudguard bracket to the frame. The rear backrest will need to be fastened into place. On the back of the rest are 3 size 10 nuts. Remove them and align them with the holes on the frame and fasten them into place. Moving to the front of the trike, you will now mount your handlebars to the frame using an Allen key. There are 4 screws at the base of the handlebars that you will need to undo, place the handlebars in place and fasten back. Before completely fastening the screws, sit on the trike and find a comfortable riding position. Your arms should be slightly bent so you are not overreaching and have control of your trike. It's time to move on to your display cluster and light. The display cluster and light can be removed from the handlebars by using a star screwdriver and placed into position above the join where the steering column and handlebars meet. Ensure that the rubber inlay fits securely around your handlebars. When tightening into place, make sure not to over-tighten and damage the rubbers and mounting. The last thing left to do is build and mount your golf bag holder to your trike. The golf bag holder will use 8 size 12 bronze-colored bolts and 8 size 10 bronze-colored nuts to secure into place. There is a T-bar mounting bracket that will first need to be secured in place under the rear seat. Lining up the holes of the frame with the bracket, use 2 bolts and 2 nuts to secure into place. Do not over-tighten as you could cause damage to the square tube bar. The downpipe for the golf bag comes with 2 rubberized ends that need to be put into place. When mounting the downpipe to the base of the golf bag holder, make sure that the S-curve faces outwards. Secure to the base with 2 nuts and bolts. The strap holder takes a single nut and bolt to fit into place. Align the holder with a single hole towards the top of the downpipe and fasten into place. Finally, align the last 2 holes of the downpipe to the T-bar on your trike and secure the 2 nuts and bolts into place. Now your trike is complete and you can remove all bubble wrap and clear plastic protectors. Also, cut the wire holding the front wheel in place. Under the bubble wrap on the handlebars, you will find 2 sets of keys. One for the battery to remove if you wish to charge separately, and one for your ignition. You're all set. Please read your user manual for operating modes, and we hope you enjoy your Ultra Scooter Trike. If you have any further questions, please contact us.